What is up YouTube, my name is John and welcome to another full album playthrough. Today I will be doing Rush, Clockwork, Angels. This has been requested on my Patreon by Jeff because he chose the Holy Balls tier, which is the highest, craziest tier. So he can choose something like crazy long, crazy big for me to do on this channel, and I don't really get all that many chances to do like full-fledged 1-hour videos with a little bit of a review mixed in it, or actual review of the album. So this is going to be quite a ride for at least, I believe, an hour, because this album has maybe over an hour, I'm not actually sure right now, but it has a story behind it. I actually read the comic, at least the very beginning of the comic, the first chapter, and I have quite the general idea what this story is about, but we'll be talking about that after this reaction, or after the reaction to the full album. So we're going to start right now, and Jeff actually messaged me right now on Patreon, and I'm sorry it took so long, man, but to do an hour-long video with a review right here in this house, sometimes it's really hard to do that, but enough talking, let's get into music. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, now. Starting with the song Caravan. Hopefully those lyrics in there. Right. Like that one simple choke right there. Oh, nice. Ooh, getting some really dreamy notes in here.
I can't stop thinking big. 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 On a road lit only by fire, going where I want instead of where I should. I peer out at the passing shadows, carried through the night into the city, where a young man has
Ooh, hearing those crazy sounds in the background.
a chance to break from the past. The caravan thunders onward, stars winking through the canvas hood. The caravan thunders onward, on my way at last, on my way at last. I can't stop being
Oh, I love these notes
big. I can't stop
in the chorus.
thinking big. I can't stop thinking
Those really shining guitar tones.
stop thinking.
God, that did something in my eye.
I can't stop thinking big. I can't stop thinking big. In a world where I feel so small, I can't stop thinking big.
I have the lyrics pulled up. Ooh, on my left monitor. Getting a groovy vibe in it. drums in here really sound like a train going. Ooh. Oh yes. Oh, that soaring solo, man. Ooh, love the addition of the keyboards here. Never stop thinking big. Alright, so that was Caravan, and now it's BU2B. Ah, damn it, Tula Mordu. Yeah, we'll have to deal with the ads, I believe. But hopeless, you don't mind too much. Oh, starting with a beautiful acoustic strumming. Just to tell you something fast about the story. A boy in a steampunkish world where everything is ruled by one guy and everything is in time and has its place and is perfect. He's trying to escape from all that. That's the Caravan. He's escaping with someone who kinda is against this system. Ooh. Yeah, we'll let it right here.
We're only human. It's not ours to understand. The universe has a plan. All is for the best. Some will be
Oh, love Neil playing with China right here. Got through so much.
take for rest. All is for the best. Believe in what we're told. Blind man in the market, buying what we're sold. Believe in what we're told.
It's a great lyric.
Until our final breath. While I love and watchmaker.
Yeah, the Watchmaker.
Us all to death.
Oh, but I love the heavy in this one. It sounds so massive.
In a world of cut and thrust, I was always taught to trust. In a world where all must fail, heaven's justice will prevail. The joy and pain that we receive, each comes with its own cost. The price of what we're winning is the same as what we've lost. All is for the best.
On point drum fill as always.
What we're told. Blind man in the market, buying what we're sold. Believe in what we're told until our final breath.
Nine men in the market buying what we were sold. That's basically the story summed up. At least the beginning. Ooh, this riff feels almost Black Sabbath. Always excellent bass, man. Those drums right there were intense. Oh, this take an unexpected heavy turn in some of these riffs. God damn it, Netflix, I don't want to deal with your shut right now. Oh, the title song of the album, Clockwork Angels. The boy gets to the city he always wanted to see. To the Kronos Square at the heart of the Crown City. The heaven-reaching towers, the cathedral of the timekeepers, the radiant glory of the angels. Bathed in the brilliant glow of the floating globes. Let's go. Ooh.
High above the city square, globes of light float in midair. Higher still against the night, clockwork angels make it right. You promise every treasure to the foolish and the wise. Goddesses of mystery, spirits in disguise. Every pleasure we bow and close our eyes. Oh, clockwork angels promise every prize. Clockwork angels spread their arms and sing, synchronized and graceful, they move like living things. Goddesses of light, of sea and sky and land. Clockwork angels, the people raise their hands as if to fly.
This one is epic. Absolutely love the clean guitars in here. Those very chilled out, atmospheric tones. And then this.
Celestial machinery, move through your commands. Goddesses
These guys can really tell any story with excellent music. Backing it up. Ooh. Ooh, the acoustic strumming is back. Ooh, the muffled drums. Yeah, this is like the watchkeeper talking.
Stars aglow like scattered sparks, span the sky in clockwork arcs, and down all we can see is love.
Love the effects on the vocals as well. Ooh.
As if to fly.
That almost Prince of Persia like singing. What? Oh man, that was kind of creepy, didn't it? Alright, the Anarchist. That's like the guy who took the boy from their perfect village where everything is planned and is trying to revolt against the watchmaker. And the watchmaker can't catch him. Tasty bassline, man, as always. Such a cool transition.
I
Also, yeah, Neil wrote all the story, all the lyrics to this album.
The lenses inside of me that paint the world blind. The pools of poison, the scarlet mist that spill over into rage. The things I've always been denied, and then you promise that somehow die. I'm missing part of me that grows around me like a cage. I'm missing part of me that grows around me like a cage.
Oh man. Wow. These transitions are gold.
In all your science of the mind, seeking blind through flesh and bone, find the blood inside this stone. Well, I know I've never shown what I feel I've always known. I plan my vengeance on my own, and I was always alone. The lenses inside of me that paint the world blind. The pools of poison, the scarlet mist that spill over into rage. The things I've always been denied, and then you promise that somehow
Okay, this sounds really different, but
missing part of me
still extremely good.
like a cage. I'm missing part of me that grows around me like a cage. Oh, they tried to get me. Oh, they'll never forget
I'm getting really darker vibes from almost all of these songs at points. Compared to the previous songs that I reacted to.
the lenses inside of me that paint the world blind. The pools of poison, the scarlet mist that spill over into rage. The things I've always been denied, and then you promise that somehow die. I'm missing part of me that grows around me like a cage. I'm missing part of me that grows around me like a cage. I'm missing part of me that grows
Ooh, love the orchestra picking up.
like a cage.
The time signature, man. Ooh, the anarchist. So yeah, this guy is trying to revolt against like the system, the perfect system, and he's having a bit of a crisis. He doesn't know what to do. He wants to, yeah, vengeance, planning his vengeance, and he's missing probably his family or something like that. And now the main character found a work with a traveling carnival. Hear that? Again, some cool effects.
How I pray just to get away, to carry me anywhere.
Very playful
Sometimes
vibe.
the angels punish us by answering our prayers. By answering our prayers. A face of naked evil turns a young boy's blood to ice. A deadly conversation, such a dangerous device. The glint of iron wheels, the body spinning a clockwork dance. The smell of flint and steel, will fade a game of chance.
Oh! We're getting into the thick of it here. Oh yes, that right work. That right work.
Oh, shout to wear the crown, accusation ringing out. A decaying marks in the hand of the innocent. The angry crowd moves towards him with bad intent.
Yeah, stuff is going down.
How I pray just to get away, to carry me anywhere. Sometimes the angels punish us by answering our prayers. By answering our prayers.
So basically, anarchist all along the bass tone, right here, basically everywhere, but
The glint of iron wheels, the body spinning a clockwork dance. The smell of flint and steel
the anarchist shows up.
will fade a game of chance.
And basically screws the main character element. A ticking box in the hand of the innocent. He throws at him some kind of clockwork detonator. He warned the crowd before. Then he threw the device at him. God damn it, YouTube. And he caught it automatically, yeah. Just as the people turned to look my way, I escaped, but in disgrace, and fled down the winding Pinion River to the sea. Now we have halo effect. Yeah, the main character had fallen helpless in love with one of the performers from the circus that he was performing in the main city. And right now we have 7 cities of gold. The groove is not ending. This is a big one. Oh, the main riff is... Also, sorry about not talking much, but these full album playthroughs are more, you know, about me absorbing the music. Ooh. So main character basically went away across the sea. To find the city that they had in the streets, basically. The 7 cities of gold. I hear the tambourine. This whole album has like an atmospheric veil around it. Alex is going crazy with those effects and playing. lyrics, man. I'm gonna include the lyrics to this whole thing in the description. The atmosphere is strong with this album, and I'm feeling that. There's a really good line right here. The stones were sculpted into unearthly monuments, and the country grew cold as I traveled north. God damn it, Netflix. In search of the most famous city of gold. Cibola. Its name had sounded in my dreams since childhood. And now the records.
The breakers roar on an unseen shore. In the teeth of a hurricane, oh, we struggle in a hellish night, a ghostly light appears through the driving rain. Salvation in a human chain. All I know is that sometimes you have to be wary of a miracle too good to be true. All I know is that sometimes the truth is contrary. Everything in life you thought you knew. All I know is that sometimes you have to be wary, 'cause sometimes the target is you.
It's almost like a power ballad, but the story here, man.
Driven aground with that awful sound, drowned by the cheer from the shore. Oh, we wonder what for. The people swarm through the darkening storm, gather everything they can score, till their backs won't bear anymore. All I know is that sometimes you have to be wary.
That chorus is beautiful, man.
Good to be true. All I know is that sometimes the truth is contrary. Everything in life you thought you knew. All I know is that sometimes you have to be wary.
Makes sense in the story and
Too good to be true. All I know is that sometimes
in real life as
the truth is
well.
contrary. 'Cause
Sometimes you really have to be
the target is you.
wary. So long story short, character wanted to go back. Couldn't reach the city, or the cities of gold. And they got caught by pirates. Guided by a false light, they call them.
Sometimes you have to be wary of a miracle too good to be true. All I know is that sometimes the truth is contrary. Everything in life you thought you knew. All I know is that
I really like this verse.
sometimes the target is you.
So they plundered the ships and led them to the icy cold waves. All the orchestra. Oh, it really started picking up there. Alex with his guitar really just rushed in. Not sorry. Headlong Flight. 7 minutes and 20 seconds. This is another big one. Thinking back over my life and telling stories about my great adventures. They didn't always feel that grand at the time, but on balance, I wouldn't change anything. In the words, one of our great alchemists, Friedrich Gruber. I wish I could do it all again. Oh, this one is not holding back.
All the journeys of this great adventure, this didn't always feel that way. I wouldn't trade them because I made them the best I could, and that's enough to say. Some days were dark. I wish that I could leave it all again. Some nights were bright. I wish that I could leave it all again. All the high
Oh, Neil, man, you're killing me with those drums.
hold it on with all my might to what I felt back then. I wish that I could live it all again.
Oh man, Getty still has it. Or had it on this album.
I had stood the fire on the big steel wheels, steering the airship right across the stars. I learned to fight, I learned to love, and learn to feel. Oh, I wish that I could live it all again.
Yeah, basically, character remembering his journey.
The golden glory, it didn't always feel that way. I don't regret it, I never forget it. I wouldn't trade tomorrow for today.
Moral of the story
Some days were dark.
is
I wish that I could leave it.
just don't regret things. The bad or good, you learn from every good.
I wish that I could leave it all again. I had stoked the fire on the big steel wheels, steered the airship right across the stars. I learned to fight, I learned to love, and learn to feel. Oh, I wish that I could live it all again.
Yeah! a very menacing voice. Oh, Neil! Damn. There's these little sounds. So many details in this album, man. Man, and Alex ripping it up as well. I will never stop being impressed about the bass in Rush. Wow, that was one hell of a raid. And then we have BU2B2. A little bit of a different picture.
The bright glow of optimism abandoned me somehow. Oh, the leaf has failed me now. Life goes from bad to worse. No philosophy consoles me in a clockwork universe. Oh, life goes from bad to worse. I still choose to live. Find a measure of love and laughter, and another measure to give. Oh, I still choose to live, give even while I grieve. Oh, the balance tilts against me. I was brought up to believe.
Brought up to believe. So even through all the bad stuff that happened, all the broken illusions, he is still believing and being optimistic. That's basically what is being said here, I believe. Wish them well.
All that you can do is wish them well. All that you can do is wish them well.
This song in short is about
All that you can do is wish them
Basically what's been said right here.
All that you can do is wish them well.
If someone pisses you off, don't get pissed off in your defense. Just wish them well.
Spirits turn bitter by the poison of envy. Always angry and dissatisfied. Even the lost ones are frightened and mean ones. Even the ones with the devil inside. Thank you, stars, you're not that way. Turn your back and walk away. Don't even pause and ask them why. Turn around and say goodbye. All that you can do is wish them well.
Ooh, all the backing vocals.
All that you can do is wish them well. People who judge without a measure of mercy are the victims who will never learn. Even the lost ones you can only give up on. Even the ones who will make you burn. Thank you, stars, you're not that way. Turn your back and walk away. Don't even pause and ask them why. Turn around and say goodbye. Don't even pause and ask them why. Turn around and say goodbye.
Oh yes. When Neil goes on that double hi-hat thing. You know it's gonna be good. Oh,
Once you've done you wrong. Oh, the ones who pretended to be so strong. Grudges you've held for so long. It's not worth singing that same sad song. Once you've done you wrong. Oh, the ones who pretended to be so strong. Grudges you've held for so long. It's not worth singing that same sad song. Thank you, stars, you're not that way. Turn your back and walk away. Don't even pause and ask them why. Turn around and say goodbye. Thank you, stars, you're not that way. Turn your back and walk away. Don't even pause and ask them why. Turn around and say goodbye. All that you can do is wish them well. All that you can do is wish them well. All that you can do is wish them well.
this turned from a fantastic story to a reality check.
Just keep on going. Let the demons win. Just wish them well. Just wish them well.
Even though you're going through hell, just keep on going, let the demons dwell, and just wish them well. That is such a great line. Don't spend way too much time on unnecessary negativity. I believe that is this song. And now we are heading to the grand finale. The Garden.
in this one of many possible worlds.
Oh man.
For the best or some bizarre test. It is what it is, and whatever. Time is still the infinite jest. The arrow flies when you dream. The hours tick away. The cells take away. The watchmaker keeps to his schemes. The hours tick away. They tick away. The measure of a life is a measure of love and respect. So hard to earn, so easily burned. The measure of a life is a measure of love and respect. So hard to earn, so easily burned. And the fullness of time, a garden to nurture and protect.
Beautiful.
In the rising set of the sun, till the stars go spinning, spinning round the night. Oh, it is what it is, and forever. Each moment a memory in flight. The arrow flies while you breathe. The hours tick away. The cells tick away. The watchmaker has time up his sleeve. The hours tick away. They tick away. The measure of a life is a measure of love and respect. So hard to earn, so easily burned. And the fullness of time, a garden to nurture and protect. The treasure of a life is a measure of love and respect. The way you live, the gifts that you give, and the fullness of time is the only return that you expect.
Oh man, this one is playing on my emotions right now. Ooh.
The future disappears into memory, with only a moment between. Forever dwells in that moment. Hope is what remains to be seen. Forever dwells in that moment. Hope is what remains to be seen.
Another great usage of guitar effects.
In the fullness of time, a garden to nurture and protect.
So many layers. Neo, man. Wow. Wow. So, I guess that is it. It was Rush, Clockwork Angels, the full album playthrough, first time for me. And the last song, The Garden, man, that was kind of an emotional trip for me. Gotta be honest about that. But oh man, what an excellent album. In the beginning, it began basically like something like, you know, this big story. I have all the lyrics right here, so that helped me like talk a little bit about the story during this full album playthrough. I hope you didn't mind that much, but I just wanted to give you a little insight in case you don't know this album and these lyrics and the story behind it, to understand it a little bit more. So just to sum it all up really quick, the story basically begins with a boy that's living in this weird, not really weird, but like almost like perfect society where everything is on time, everything is scheduled, and everything is like perfect. Nobody basically even thinks about doing anything out of the, you know, out of the box basically, because there's this watchmaker, the basically like a little god for all the people there, and he just knows when to do things, when everything's right, scheduling everything, scheduling every single little thing, and even like a girlfriend for this main character. I don't know his name right now, but he has a girlfriend already, you know, pre-scheduled for him, so they just don't even ask about it, don't even think about it, and they are just together, and yeah, we're gonna have a wedding. And you know, he reads all these books and goes normally with the plan, but one day he's always like, it's in the first song, in the caravan, I can't stop thinking big, like he really wants to see what's beyond, you know, all this scheduled stuff, and he wants to see the big cities that he read about in books and all the crazy stuff, the Clockwork Angels, which is something like almost religious to them, like something so beautiful. And from what I remember from the comic, one day he just basically leaves his house, everything that is scheduled, and jumps on a train with a guy, and that is the anarchist actually, and he's going, you know, against the system, and the watchmaker is going after him. He's trying to stop him because he's trying to ruin this balance, this perfection, almost Matrix-like perfection. And yeah, all these people are living in this illusion. And basically, most of the album just goes through and tells the story of the main character. He gets to the big city, he works in a carnival, that is the Carney song, and after that, the anarchist basically throws him this clockwork detonator into his hand, and suddenly people realize that he's like basically an enemy, something like that, and he just flees from the city, and he falls in love, in actual love. He learns what love is, what feelings are, and basically falls in love with one of the performers from the carnival, but he gets rejected. Man, that is way too real for me. Okay, let's move on from that one. But yeah, he gets rejected, and he finds out that not everything is just all that easy with love. 7 cities of gold. He just sets out for a journey. He wants to see these beautiful cities that he saw in his dreams, and that was basically the driving force why he actually wanted to explore the world and see everything and see what's beyond the wall of schedules, basically. And he does not make it there. There are like deserts, not really deserts, but like snow desert, something really like a wasteland almost. And he almost dies, but he goes back to the ship that goes back to the land where, you know, the previous stuff was. But they get caught by pirates, the wreckers, that's the song. And he almost dies there. And yeah, these lyrics are very cool, because all I know that sometimes you have to be wary of a miracle too good to be true. All I know that sometimes the truth is contrary, everything in life you thought you knew. So even though it has this fantastic story, it can still relate to a ton of stuff in real life. That is very, very cool and very creative. Very creative. Sorry about that. Headlong Flight. Now this is already basically at this point the story doesn't really go, you know, on a straight line. This is basically like a flashback, or maybe future flashback, or I don't know how to really say that, but he starts reminiscing. He's sitting somewhere, he's already older basically, I think, and he starts thinking about his journeys, how much stuff he did, how much crazy stuff he did. I have stoked the fire on the big steel wheels, steer the airships right across the skies. I learned to fight, learned to love, learned to feel. Oh, I wish that I could live it all again, basically. That kind of feeling like, oh man, I wish I could go back, you know, and relive those moments. Everyone, basically everyone, again, in real life has these moments where you think and you're like, oh man, when I was 15 I did, I don't know, this and this, and this is just in correlation to the story and with an amazing musical soundtrack to it. And then it's getting even more real, because the BU2B2, it's basically just, yeah, I actually forgot what this one was about. It was a really short one, it was the shortest one on the album I believe, and although I now believe only in the exchange of love, even that little faith follows the childhood reflects that I was brought up to believe. So even after all the bad stuff, you gotta keep the positivity still in there, because that's, if you fall way too deep into the negativity, it just destroys you from the inside basically. Wish them well. I already talked about this one, is something in correlation to the previous one. So the bad people in your life, you know, don't just give them hate back, because it's gonna lock you in this circle and you're never gonna get out of that circle of hate. Kind of. And yeah, just wish them well and go on your way. Forget about these people, they don't deserve your recognition. And then the garden, man, this one was so enchanting, so many layers, so much motion packed in this song. The true grand finale to this album. Like I wasn't sure what this song is going to be about, what is the vibe going to be about, but overall there were so many little details, little changes. Even though the song had a very calm, emotional, slower vibe, there were still, you know, all these little sounds, and those were throughout the whole album. It was just these little pauses where Getty, you know, with his bass just played a little line, and it just felt so freaking right, man. Like this, I wasn't expecting. You know, this is the Rush's last album, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is the last album. I don't think there will be, unfortunately, any more albums from them, but even though I don't know how old they were where they were recording this one, Getty sounded fantastic, everyone sounded fantastic, the production was so freaking cool, the orchestra was on point, all the little details, the little sound, ambient sounds, and from the beginning to the end, Everything was there. It was emotional, it was intense, it was one whole story with a lot of relatable stuff in it, especially at the end. And the garden, I'm just gonna read this from the sinusx1.net website, and that is: long ago I read a story from another timeline about a character named Candide. He also survived a harrowing series of misadventures and tragedies, then settled on a farm near Constantinople. Listening to a philosophical rant, Candide replied, "That is all very well, but now we must tend our garden." I have now arrived at the point in my own story. There is a metaphorical garden in the acts and attitudes of a person's life, and the treasures of that garden are love and respect. I have come to realize that the gathering of love and respect from others and for myself has been the real quest of my life. Now we must tend our garden. So that is basically love yourself, love others, spread love, and that is the garden that we all have to tend to, basically. That's what this grand finale is about. I didn't expect it to end on such an emotional note, man, but I'm so very glad that it did, because, oh man, my voice is already going out and I've been talking for way too long. I'm sorry about that, but this album really made an impression to me. And even though I didn't finish my thought before, but even though these guys were, I believe, in their 50s maybe when this album was recorded, maybe 60s, not sure right now, but it's from 2012, I believe, and it sounded modern. Everything sounded really super modern, like not extremely modern, like they would sound something like, I don't know, Gent. Basically, I don't know how that would go, but it had everything that makes this band so good. Crazy good musicianship, crazy good songwriting, crazy good lyrics by Neil. Oh man, this was a ride, and I definitely want to go on this ride more than once. This album, to pick all the details, I will definitely have to listen to this more, but from my very first impressions, I am very impressed. I'm trying to think of things that I did not like about this album. I can't find any, truly, like, man, I don't know. Like, maybe some of you can say that Geddy's voice isn't what it used to be, and might be partially true, but I think he still sounded excellent on this album. Yeah, man. I would give it at least 9 out of 10. Maybe even 10, because such an emotional ride and a big story behind it, and even the... God damn it, I'm talking for way too long, but yeah, I wanted to do this little review thing. And somebody actually mentioned that the album art that you're seeing for most of the time during this playthrough is actually showing 2112 in military time. I don't know anything about military time, so you guys might know something about that, but if that is true, that is extremely cool. Oh man. It's still resonating in my head, like especially the last song, The Garden, still resonating in my head, and damn. I'm going to miss these guys, and I'm really bummed that I will never get the chance to see them live. Because if they just announced like a last tour right now, but I don't believe that is possible, because Neil and Geddy, or Neil and Alex, I don't know right now, but at least Neil and one of the other members have some troubles with their health, and oh man, but I'm still glad that they left us an amazing musical legacy. And if this is their last album ever, I think they're left on a friggin' high note. This was an excellent album. I loved it. You know what? 10 out of 10. It's freaking Rush. This album was absolutely fantastic. So guys, if you made it to here, all the respects to you, because my voice is already ruined for today. I can't talk much longer. I hope this wasn't too dragged out, but the album was excellent. If you made it through the whole video, then you're crazy, man. But I appreciate it so much. I hope you at least somehow enjoyed this little review reaction thing where I wasn't really talking all that much, but really taking the music in and the lyrics, reading the lyrics along with it. It was definitely an album to remember. And Jeff, thank you so much for requesting this, because damn, this is going to resonate in my head for quite some time now. Absolutely excellent album. So I hope you guys enjoy this. If you did, like the video. If you didn't, dislike the video. And yeah, subscribe for more stuff if you feel like it. And you know, everything is down in the description. Social medias, if you feel like supporting the channel, anything. Thank you guys so much for being here, for being amazing. Rush fans are amazing. You have shown amazing support on Rush reaction videos. And I feel I will be doing more in the future. It just won't be each and every week. But yeah, I will definitely want to do more Rush, because these guys are freaking excellent. One of the best bands that I have ever heard. For sure. So yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking with me so long. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day, evening, night, or whatever you have right now. Cheers.